Hi. To go off that last video and discuss a little bit more about the cheating business, I found it very difficult until I landed on a few choice phrases about what to tell friends, family, people that ask, so what happened? He seemed so fun. You guys seem perfect together. Oh, he loved you. He was adorable. Didn't you guys laugh all the time? And they see the side of the narcissist that he wants everyone to see, right? So they put on this mask and they treat you like a queen in front of people, and they have fun and they laugh, and he was the life of the party, and he would dance and he would take drink with my people, and all of this. So when it ends, people are somewhat stunned because the narcissist, by nature of their showy personality, grandiose personality, they're going to really make it an obvious display of affection towards you while they're with you in front of other people. So other people are confused when it ends, and you get the question, so what happened? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I said it once because somebody kept asking me, and I was hemming and hawing, and you don't know what to say, and we dodge the question, we evade answering it, we defer, we how do I want to say, deflect, anything to not answer it because we don't quite know how to answer it. I said once to one person, because they kept asking, and I said, well, he cheated on me. And the person goes, oh, well, it happens. I get it. That's what led me to know and feel about my last video, that's not it. That cheapens the reason you left that person. That cheapens the reason. Because I've known couples that got divorced for that reason, and I never make a judgment. Like I said on my last video, I don't. You could have been a lousy wife. You could have been a lousy husband. I don't know why people cheat. That's their business. It's between two people. So to say to your friends and family, well, he cheated on me. No, that cheapens the experience of what you've been through. That's not it. It's not just that he cheated on you or she cheated on you. As I just stated, the gaslighting, the lying, the denial, the cycle they put you through, there's so much more than cheating that they do to you. The devaluing, the triangulation, the back and forthness, the promises, the false there's so much that they do if you look at the whole cycle that it's way more than, well, he cheated on me. But we're grasping, right? We're grasping. We don't know what to say. Just make the person stop asking me, so give them something solid. And so that's what came out. And I remember that their reaction was appropriate. That would be mine. If a girlfriend of mine broke up with a boyfriend, and I was like, well, so what happened? Well, he cheated on me. I'd go, it happens. Oh, well, next. Absolutely, that's how I would handle it. I wouldn't make her feel bad about it. I don't want to make her feel like it was her or delve into it. She wants to tell me details, she can. I've had this happen with it, but I'm not going to be like, oh my God, and why, and what. That's very, very personal. So you get out of it and you let them tell you as much as they want, but you don't pry. God forbid she feels terrible and is like, well, you know what, I wasn't very good to him. I don't know, but I would never pry. Okay, so you don't feel like elaborating, because it's a very long story what the narcissist did to you. And unless they've been through it, they're not going to understand it. Because I didn't. How would you understand this? Nobody understands this. I was watching something that's a year old. I saw it a year. Didn't know the term love bombing. It's a talk show host. Kelly Clarkson, and she had on the mother-daughter that are featured in the latest installment of the Dirty John series, the true mother and daughter, and the mother was trying to explain, well, he was love bombing me, and she said, do you know that term? And Kelly Clarkson, sweet Kelly Clarkson, whatever, she goes, no, I don't know that term. Why would she? This disorder is not understood, talked about, or known enough. Okay? I feel that when you simply say he cheated, it just does not in any way, shape, or form encapsulate the narcissistic experience. So I came up with a few lines to describe so that I could answer the question to concerning people without having to get into my whole business, because I couldn't even figure out how to explain what had happened myself in the beginning. And then once I learned, I thought, I don't think that people, when they say what happened, I don't think they want an hour-long answer. I made that determination. And I don't feel like giving an hour-long answer to every person that asks. So I came up with lines, right? Little quips and quotes. And for example, I started to say things like, because they'd be like, he was so fun. You two just had the most fun. I don't understand. Turns out, he wasn't who he said he was. Yes, I know he seemed fun, but he's doing and acting exactly like that with other people at the same time. And their family and their friends as well. Now, if you look at that sentence, there's absolutely nothing that they can say. You've covered everything. It turns out he wasn't the same person. You're admitting, yep, I know he was fun. He seemed fun, I would say. I wrote this down so I didn't get it messed up. And I would always let them know that he was doing and acting the same way with other women and their friends and their family. So now if I'm talking to a friend or a family member to whom he treated them great, treated me great in front of them, now they're thinking, oh wait, what? They're feeling the betrayal. They're feeling the betrayal. Because guess what? Say I'm talking to a friend and he was nice to that friend. Guess what? You weren't special either, because now he's treating somebody else's friend like that. It makes them kind of be able to identify with the betrayal that you're feeling when you try to explain to them very simply, and the details don't matter. If you want to shine light on those details with a certain friend or a certain cousin or I had people that I told a little bit more to than other people, but I didn't tell a lot to very many people. Pretty much one person. And not even everything. There's a lot I kept to myself because you don't even want to rehash it out loud. But you certainly don't want to rehash it to 10 different people. And you're going to be asked by however many people are in your life who met this person or knew you were with this person or saw you with this person. They're going to ask when he's no longer there. So it lets them know he wasn't who he said he was. What are they going to say? Oh, yes, he is. No, they're going to say, oh, really? That's something that wakes people up. He wasn't who he said he was. Okay? Yep, I know he seemed fun. Guess what? Now he's being everything he was in front of me, you, and everybody to another whole bunch of people. It was a nice encapsulation to ward off me telling further details if I weren't in the mood or if I don't feel like it, and I usually don't. I don't want everyone having an hour-long explanation. I never even did that when I got divorced. To this day, people they have no idea why we got divorced. And it was just a dissipation. There was no big reason. Nobody was unfaithful. Nobody had an alcohol problem, a money problem, a drug problem. There's a lot of serious issues that made people get divorced. I didn't have any of that. We just grew, we're best friends, but we were more it just, you know what I mean? There was no big reason, but I didn't feel like going through an explanation that was my own and his own, and it's nobody's business really, but you got to give somebody something with the narcissist because they're going to ask because they made such a show of your relationship. He'd come in saying, where's my wife? Oh my God. In front of my family after month 1, he's saying words like that. But my point is, if they're making such a show of it, then you're going to be asked by people, what happened? Don't ever just make it sound so simple that you say, well, he cheated. that doesn't tell anybody anything of the level of what he did to you. Now, my sentence doesn't either. But it does leave them with the open understanding of, okay, so there's probably a lot more that she's not telling me. She will if she wants to tell me. But obviously there's a lot more to this guy than I realized, so I'm going to back off now and not ask her anymore. Because obviously there was a reason they broke up. That's what that little phrase helped me do. Because you don't want to sit there and relive it to every single person. You'd be talking for an hour to 20 different people. Now, I said once a long time ago that shedding light on the topic, sunlight disinfects it or something. I remember quoting that, and I don't remember the quote now, but I think it was Sam Vaknin. But sunlight does disinfect what happened. So if you want to talk to people about it and get it out into the open, that's healthy. You do whatever you want. But once you start talking about what happened, people are going to know, and it will be nearly impossible for you to return back to that narcissist without them saying something to you. So be prepared for that. The more you tell people, the more they're going to have an opinion, and they're going to feel they have the right to have an opinion, and maybe they even do, because you're turning to them now. You're confiding in them. So if you're not done and you have another back and forth left in you, they're going to say something. Because now you've let it into the light. You've let it into the light. It's now not covered. It's no longer a secret. People know it. And that's what I think that quote is when it says sunlight disinfects. Because it brings it out into the open. If it's inside and it's secret, it's poison. You can go back and forth as many times as you want and nobody knows. The minute you start telling people, look, there's a little more to this than you think, now they're going to start looking out for you. And when you go back, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. And you're going to know it, because if you've already done it, you know that you've had communicate, and then you don't tell them. Oh, I'll just be quiet. I saw them. They don't need to know. You'll go through all of that. He or she didn't just cheat on you. That's not what happened in this kind of relationship. He did not just cheat. She did not just cheat. It's the entire cycle after the love bombing, which is insidious in itself because they're lying there too. If they're saying that same clump of love bombing phrases to every person that they meet, they have to be lying. You can't feel that way about this person and 3 months later this person and 3 months. That's impossible. You can't fall in love, want to marry, worship, never been in love before. That can't be true with 9 different people in a year. So they're lying the whole time. So the lying to me is the problem. They just lie about everything right up until the last moment that they're with you. Everything they say is a lie. So you have to form your own words. And it will help you to come up with some kind of short little thing, a short little clippet of information, because I don't want you to have to relive it and get upset and cry and relive it every time. If you're ready and you have certain people you want, then that's fine. And you'll do that when you're ready. You could also say something like that. You know what? A lot happened. I said this to a few people. A lot happened that I don't even want to get into. Just trust me when I tell you he needed to go. There is not a good friend or family member, if you're close to, that's going to look at you and go, I challenge you. You should have stayed with it. They're going to go, okay. My people trust what I say. I have good people in my life. I trust, they trust. I have good loving relationships in my life. So when you say that to someone, that indicates I'm not ready really to talk about it. Just trust me when I tell you he needed to go. Anyone that loves you is going to go, okay, I'm here when you're ready. If you ever want to talk about it, I'm here. That's what I would get in response to that. What you tell people is completely up to you. It's a very personal choice. But I don't want you to simply say he cheated. It cheapens the experience for you. But you do have to figure out an answer to the question, because you will get it. I hope this helped you in that regard, because I don't want you reliving it and feeling like you have to tell everybody every single little thing. That's not what you want to do. It's not what you want to do.